Hello and welcome to another episode of the News You Missed Recap. This is the new show where I keep you up to date with all the video game news that you may have missed this week. Click subscribe today, stay up to date with me, get ready to sign in, like and share the video, and we're going to jump right into today's stories. The first story I have to share with you is the Nintendo Switch Lite has come out and there's plenty of reviews and opinions about it. It's basically a decent handheld only version of the Nintendo Switch. That means it cannot plug up to your TV and play games as a home console. A lot of people like this and think this is a good transition for the Nintendo Switch. I think it's a loss of a feature, but then that's a $100 cut, so you don't get the stand, but you are giving up $100, and you're also giving up the fact that you can use the detachable Joy-Cons unless you want to buy a set and attach them. Well, look, there's going to be more features in the future, absolutely, and you're going to be able to use this here and there, but it's more to replace the Nintendo 3DS that went out recently. It's very, very light as opposed to the original. It has 7 to 9 hours battery life. It's a pretty decent buy. It's a plasticky shell, unfortunately. I'm not sure if I would buy a $200 dedicated Switch if I already have one. If I didn't have one, it would be a compelling buy if I was a mobile person. Again, a college student, a person who's constantly using transportation that takes, an hour to get to work or something, a soldier. This would be a great thing for them, but also the original Nintendo Switch would too. So it really does come down to your pocket and what you're going to do. Are you going to play it at home at all? And if the answer is no, then this is your product. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now buy the official wireless SNES controller for the Switch. Once again, this is going to be $30, and because the Nintendo Switch is now featuring Super Nintendo games, this works out great. This is just like the original SNES controller, but if you happen to own an SNES Classic, there's literally no point in doing this unless you want to take your Switch with you and play Super Nintendo games on the go with a SNES controller that happens to be wireless. Again, very appealing features here. To pay quite a lot of money to do this, but at the end of the day, it's your choice, it's your wallet. You could get this, or you could pay $30 more and have the wireless Nintendo Switch Pro controller that you can use both on the NES and SNES online, as well as every other game that would support it, which is almost every single one of them. So it's really your money and what you value the most. But there it is if you'd like the SNES experience, kind of, since you're playing it on the Switch. Luigi's Mansion is getting paid DLC multiplayer. That's Luigi's Mansion 3. So if you were worried about the longevity of the game, you can play it online with other people if you're willing to pay to play. So you got to pay the price to play the game online. So there it is. It looks like Nintendo is moving forward with the online support, and I'm glad they're doing that, but I'm not really sure why I have to pay for multiplayer in my game. But there you go. We're talking about The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening review. I spent a great amount of time with this game. It's a pretty decent game, pretty decent remake. There's only one negative point I have to say about it, and that is, unfortunately, there is some serious slowdown when it is loading the world. There aren't necessarily load zones, so where in the original Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, every single screen you would go to, you could transition to another screen and it would load in the area so that it was seamlessly linked together. It felt like you were connected to one great world, and in this one, it is unfortunately not that way. You can feel the drag, especially when you go from the beginning area in the town all the way to the right where you're fenced off from the rest of the world, and you can see the drag in the load there, and it's very unfortunate. You'll see it in other places. It corrects itself within seconds, but it is very, very noticeable. Now, this game is a decent pickup. If you played the original on the Game Boy, you will definitely not be surprised by this game whatsoever. There's tons of Nintendo and Mario references thrown in, a few changes here and there, but it is mostly a tried and true remastery of the original Game Boy game. The only other unfortunate thing that was kept in here was because it's so tried and true to the original, it also retains some of the crappier features of the game. So, for example, in the face dungeon, it's easy to get locked out and lose track of where the one last key is that you need, and I think they could have rearranged a very few select things in this game that would have made things a little bit easier for you. For example, trying to make the jump, sometimes pressing the button, there's a slight delay, and you'll oftentimes sometimes end up falling in a hole. Nevertheless, it's a great pickup and a great buy. As I said before, if you played the Game Boy game or you missed out on it, this is something that you'll want to pick up. Definitely true homage to The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So, Generation 5 Pokemon have began appearing in Pokemon Go. You can hatch many Pokemon. You can get Ferroseed, Clink, Litwick. There's tons of Pokemon, Snivy, T-Pig, Oshawotts. You can hatch them from eggs. You can check out the list here. I'm not going to name every single one of them. There's going to soon be a lot of wild encounters of more Generation 5 Pokemon. There's also the information that's been put out of the altered form Giratina returning to Pokemon Go with raids in the shiny form, so that's pretty cool. If you guys didn't know it, there is an altered form of Giratina that you can get. In the game series itself, it required you to give it a specific orb, and then it looked more like a snake dragon, but here you can also get the shiny one. I gotta tell you, the shiny one looks way better, so make sure to check into that if you're a Pokemon Go player. And by the way, a lot of people are going to be questioning these stories, saying, oh, who plays Pokemon Go? Well, it made $176 million in August and is still #1 in the world. So who plays it? I gotta tell you, well, a lot of people play it because they made quite a bit of money. Pokemon Go has made massive updates, incorporating all the way up to Generation 5, trading, friend mechanics, simple things, battles, stuff like that. Very good game that is free to play and gets you interacting with the world around you. If you think it's a crappy game and you don't play it, that's fine, but you can't sit here and down them for making this much money. $176 million. Wow, well, what I would do with that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare addresses cross-play, so there's going to be lobbies for specific players. You can play this game with any people, okay? That makes a lot of sense. I'm all about that, right? So PlayStation players can play with Xbox players can play with PC, and so on and so forth. You get it, right? It comes out October 25th. Right, everyone's excited for it. I sure am. But the thing about it is, a lot of people are saying, well, what about mouse and keyboard? Those people will have an advantage, won't they? No, they won't, because you can choose to play with people who only have controllers on PC or people who have mouse and keyboards. And there is support on the PlayStation and Xbox for keyboard and mouse. And so you can play with people who have keyboards and mouse as well on PC. And it really does depend on what you want to do. So there's lobbies exclusive to controllers only, keyboard and mouse only, or a mix. So if you don't care, you can just mix in with everyone else. It's your choice, ladies and gentlemen, and I really appreciate this cross-play support there. So it eliminates the argument that people on PC have the edge. No longer get yourself a keyboard and mouse and stop your whining. Ladies and gentlemen, Untitled Goose released also. This is available for PC and also on the Nintendo Switch. This is the game where you're just an annoying goose that goes around terrorizing people. I really don't have much else to say about it. If you wanted to be a jackass and you just wanted to be a goose at the same time, this is your game. The goal is to really terrorize and distract humans with multiple puzzles incorporated. It's one of those unique indie games that has this type of basis on it. These games were popular for quite some time and then kind of slowed down, and here we have another one. A lot of people are just saying it's a pretty average game and it's not that bad, so I think it's pretty cool. If you want to check into it, make sure to do so. Available on the Nintendo Switch and PC. If you like the trailer, if you like the gameplay, and you think you'd like to be an asshole goose, go ahead and pick it up. Overwatch is introducing a LEGO-themed event today. Well, it's been out for a minute, but you can still get it all the way up to September 30th. Alright, so you're going to be able to get Lego Bastion. That's a skin that's available for Bastion that makes him look like Legos. I don't know how much you're into Overwatch, but it's pretty cool, and anything that incorporates Lego, I'm all about. So make sure to check into that if you're an Overwatch player, even if you're slightly casually an Overwatch player. Rockstar Games is the latest company to put out its own PC launcher. That makes sense. Rockstar Games has a lot of video games. If you do install the PC launcher, you will get Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for free. If you already have all these games that Rockstar created and makes, then they will automatically load into the launcher and you will be able to play them from there. I don't particularly encourage people to install launchers because you have no idea what the software is going to be doing, especially if you don't read the ELUA, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. If you want to install a launcher, install a launcher. If you don't. Despite the haters, the Division 2's all-women gaming group is still going strong. We can do it. Absolutely. You can absolutely have a group of women only playing a video game, and you can write an article that is 5 to 6 pages long explaining this, instead of writing an article that is 5 to 6 pages long reviewing a new Zelda game that has been remastered. Absolutely. Kotaku, I just want to give you a hand, man. You're really showing us where your priorities are. Sexism is alive and well, gentlemen. When I'm playing a game with someone, I want it to be with my significant other that I'm sitting next to. Couch co-op is very alive in my eyes. So, at the end of the day, I think groups that are dedicated to only males, only females, only blacks, only whites, only gays, only straights, I think they're really dumb. I think gaming offers an opportunity for people to be extremely diverse, welcoming, and allow people to meet up and have great lives together that they otherwise wouldn't. I'm not really interested in these groups, but other people are. Other people crave social friendships, and this is a great way to make them. And it's really, really sad when groups are dedicated only to women, and you write an article making this grand stand, ho ho ho, all these women are succeeding. Look at all you haters out there. I'm not really one of the people that this article is addressing, but I'm sure the haters aren't reading this article and really don't fucking care either. They're trolls. They will troll behind a keyboard. They will send mean tweets, mean Facebook posts, and they will likely be banned and make another anonymous account and keep doing it. This is what they do. So these articles, they're completely useless. They do nothing to further any type of agenda other than to show that people are still sexist, which is sad. So that's it for this episode of The News You Missed. Tell me, what news story spoke to you the most? Are you guys interested in the new Pokemon that are coming to Pokémon Go? Are you going to get a Nintendo Switch Lite? Will you install that launcher? You let me know in the comments down below. Please like and share this video with other people because it allows people to know that I actually exist, which is great for my ability to market myself. Now, I've been your host, the Grandmaster Gamer, and I will see you guys in the next episode. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for taking time out to watch this video.